Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to you on this chilly April morning. Today is Wednesday, April the 3rd, 2024, and I want to welcome you all to Purpose Journey Counseling LLC. Locked in. We are definitely locked in for the year 2024. So, on behalf of Purpose Journey Counseling, I want to say good morning to you. My name is Dr. Tatu North, and I am the owner and one of the therapists at Purpose Journey Counseling LLC, which is located in Cincinnati, Ohio. So, for those Cincinnatians, I pray that you are well this morning. We have been having some storms and stuff yesterday night, and it sounds like I think the day before too been raining a lot. So we're praying for you, praying for your families, your homes, and that everyone is safe this morning. So we are grateful to be here. We're grateful that we have electricity and power. So we are able to be here with you this morning. It is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whether you catch us live at 7 a.m. or you catch us later in the day, later in the week, later in the month, or even later in the year, we want to welcome you. Currently, though, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. And the YouTube link for this broadcast is posted on Instagram. So we ask you all to take a few moments to like this broadcast, like our pages, follow us on your preferred social media platform. But even if let's say your preferred social media platform is Facebook, you watch us on Facebook. That's great, amazing. Keep watching us on Facebook. But we do ask that you take just a few moments to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also share this broadcast. So share it on whatever platform you're watching it on. But we do ask that everyone please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let's also interact and engage in the comments section. So before we get going, I always share these two numbers. Those of you who catch us all the time, or this is not your first time joining us, you know what I'm about to say. If it's your first time joining us, stay tuned. These numbers are very important. The first number is for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. That number is 1-800-273-8255. Again, that's 1-800-273-8255. Store the number in your phone. The number is 24/7. You want to make sure you have this number readily available, whether it's for you, for someone else, when if ever needed. The second number is for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. That number is 988. Again, the number is 988. This number is also 24/7. You could text this number as well. There's support available 24/7. 24/7. There is someone who's able to talk to you even at 2:32 in the morning. There's someone available. Save these numbers. Thank you so much. So we want to make sure that we have that information available, and that's why we share it every time that we are together. So I appreciate you all taking the time to do that. So every month this year, we have been having different themes, and now it is a new month. So it's time for us to have a new theme. January was self-care. February was love. March was what? What was March? Relationships. And April is going to be purpose. So we are going to be talking about purpose in the month of April. So everything we do, from our Wellness Wednesdays to our podcast, will be centered around the theme of purpose. And what better word, because we are Purpose Journey Counseling. So we are going to be talking about purpose this month. And on Wednesdays, I just kind of said it, on Wednesdays, we have what we call our Wellness Wednesdays. So Wellness Wednesdays is where we come on for usually about 15 minutes. Sometimes we go over a little bit because I can get a little bit wordy. But we do come on for about 15 minutes-ish. And we talk about something to encourage us, something to empower us to get through our day and really through the rest of the week. Let's face it, Wednesdays can be tough. Sometimes Wednesdays are like, we call it hump day, but Wednesday's like the middle of the week and you're just like, okay, it's dragging or it's going too fast and I haven't got everything done. You know, whatever side you find yourself on is kind of like, oof, Wednesday. So kind of like for us to get over that hump of the middle of the week. Definitely some encouraging words on Wednesday. So today, our Wellness Wednesday is created on purpose with purpose. That says it all. Created on purpose with purpose. Dr. Natatu, what do you mean? Guess what? You were created on purpose with purpose. She was created on purpose with purpose. He was created on purpose with purpose. I was created on purpose with purpose. We have all been created on purpose with purpose. What does this mean? The first part, created on purpose, meaning you are not an accident. You're not an accident. Despite the circumstances by which you were placed on this earth, there's all kinds of situations that we're not even going to get into because we don't have time to do all that this morning. But whether you even know who your birth parents are, whether they intentionally had you, whether it was an accident, whether there was some trauma involved in your conception or your birth, you were still created on purpose. When you were created, before you even created, God already knew who you were going to be, what you were going to do, what you were going to look like, every curve of your skin, what things were going to look like, what you were going to be, the struggles you were going to have, how you're going to reach what he's created you to do. All of those things, you were created on purpose. So it was not an accident. So sometimes we have to be reminded of that, because let's face it, life can be tough. And sometimes we get it twisted. We get it twisted and say, oh man, I feel like I have no purpose here. Like I'm not supposed to be here. This wasn't what things were supposed to look like. But you were created on purpose. You were created on purpose. So if you're doubting yourself today, if you're kind of like, you know what, I'm not really sure about this thing. I don't really know what this thing is supposed to look like, what it's supposed to feel like, how it's supposed to, how this is all supposed to work. You were created on purpose. There are reasons. I ain't gonna say a reason. There are reasons why you are here. Yes, it can take sometimes a very long time to figure it out. Yes, sometimes we have to bump our heads. Yes, sometimes we have to err and make a lot of mistakes before we actually get it right. But you were created on purpose. So even if you're doubting it this morning, or you've been doubting it your whole entire life, I want to speak those words to you. You were created on purpose. And then the other part, with purpose, created on purpose, with purpose meaning, and then you have purpose. So you're here for a reason, and there's some things for you to do. Essentially, oh, well, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to find it. I don't know how to figure it out. I don't know what that looks like. I could put a plug in. I'm sure later on this month we'll be talking about that. However, you do have a purpose. We all have purpose. We all have purpose, and there's purpose behind everything that we go through. Even when we don't understand it, when we don't agree with it, when it hurts, when it seems like, okay, now for this time you got me doing this, and then now this don't even make sense with what I was doing last year. And this doesn't seem to line up with that. Sometimes we don't always understand how things move, how things shift, how they impact us. They impact our psyche, our the way we process things. And sometimes it doesn't seem to make any sense to us. But you were created on purpose, meaning it was not an accident. No matter what your earthly parents, whatever that situation looked like, God wanted you here. God did. He wanted you here for a reason, or for reasons, because you also have purpose. God is not a God that just creates things for no purpose. Everything that has been created has a purpose, and so does each and every one of us. We all have purpose. I want you to just let that sink in this morning as we go on about our day and the rest of the week, that there is a reason for you being here. And sometimes, yes, it takes a while to figure out what that is. Sometimes we don't feel like it. And that's okay. That's our humanity. In our humanity, sometimes we don't understand everything, and that's okay. Even at 40 years old, I can't say that I understand every single thing that I'm supposed to be doing, and I know why God did this and why God allows that. I cannot say that yet. I've learned some things. Yes, at 40, better than 30. At 30, was better than 20. And I know if God allows me to see 50 in another decade, 50 will be better than 40. So it's progressive. It's something that, we have to actually spend the time trying to learn and trying to allow God to impart those things into us. Sometimes it's not about figuring it out. Sometimes it's just like, okay, God, I don't understand. I don't know exactly. So I'm going to need your help. But while we're working diligently, then God starts to reveal different things to us, because when we're operating in the places and spaces we're supposed to be in, we actually start to see some stuff. And it's amazing. But we'll get there. I don't want to jump too far ahead because this is just April 3rd. We've got some more days to cover. But created on purpose with purpose. Like I said, you were created on purpose with purpose. She was created on purpose with purpose. He was created on purpose with purpose. I was created on purpose with purpose. We were all created on purpose with purpose. So even just as a foundational thought for this month, as the April theme, put it back up there again, the April theme is purpose. We will be talking about purpose all month. Our initial thought is that we were all created on purpose with purpose. So let's shut down that argument right now. If you were questioning it, if you were wondering about it, if you weren't sure about it, we've already answered that question. So you already know you're created on purpose with purpose. So if you walk with us for the rest of the month, which I really hope and pray that you do, and I'll tell you when we'll be on, so you'll know if this is your first time. If you walk with us for the rest of the month, my hope and my prayer is that, through these times that we spend together, that is going to really help us all as we're navigating through the word of purpose and what purpose means, what purpose looks like, all of those different things. So stay with us for the rest of the month. So again, this is our Wellness Wednesday, created on purpose with purpose. This is our first Wellness Wednesday for the month with, again, keep flipping these tickers here, April theme of purpose. So I'm actually going to leave that up there for just a second. I do want to share this with you again. For those of you who tune in all the time, you're used to this, you know this, but just to share this again, we do have our Wellness Wednesdays every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have our podcast is usually Hashtag from a Christian, Hashtag from a Therapist with Dr. Natatu. It's usually the first Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we are making a bit of a change just for April. That we had to shift a little bit. So our podcast would have been this upcoming Sunday, but we need a little bit more time to be very intentional about what we are planning for this month in and around purpose. So we actually will have episode 19 of our podcast will be Sunday, April 21st. So we're just going to push it back a couple of weeks to ensure that we are doing what we need to do for that. So April 21st. So on April 21st, we'll have our podcast. For those of you who don't join us, usually this is your first time or you're still kind of new following Purpose Journey Counseling. Our podcast is a little longer, essentially. Like I said, these messages are only about 15 minutes. We're getting close to 15 minutes right now. But our podcast is usually about an hour or so. Sometimes a lot of times a little longer than that. But we dive in deeper to the topic. So we know our theme is purpose. And on Sunday, be it the Lord's will, April 21st, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to dive deeper into purpose and to talk more about what does that mean and all that kind of stuff. And we'll have flyers and everything that will go out. But I wanted to ensure that we share that new date, April 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this has been our Wellness Wednesday. I want to put that back up there, created on purpose with purpose. Please, please, please. That's your takeaway for today. If it's hard for you to remember the other things that I've stated this morning, if it's hard for you to even conceptualize it, I just want you to jot this down, take a picture of the screen, put it in your phone, create it on purpose with purpose. If you're struggling today, if you're just kind of wondering, or maybe things have not been terrible, but you're kind of like, not really sure, God, I don't really know what's going on. I want you just to remind yourself in some way you have been created on purpose with purpose. So I thank you so much for tuning in this morning. So our tag for Purpose Journey Counseling, every time we are together, I want to encourage you to be loving, be kind, be compassionate, and be intentional towards others as well as towards yourselves. So as always, we do not take it for granted that you are here. We do not take your support for granted. So we want to thank you for joining us this morning. Lord willing, we will see you next Wednesday, which will be April 10th at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our next Wellness Wednesday, centered around the theme of purpose. So we do pray that you have a safe and wonderfully amazing Wednesday. Lord willing, we will see you next week, and blessings and love to each and every one.